Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome back to a best of 5 series of professional StarCraft 2. Now what I've got for you today is supposedly one of the cheesiest series that has been played at the highest level of StarCraft this year so far. Now of course, I haven't seen these games yet myself, so I guess we'll find out together. Now, I can't help but notice, yeah, an Overlord right there got cancelled on the production tab, and instead, a spawning pool has already been put down at like the 20-second mark in game number 1. So spawning here, in the top left-hand corner, playing with the blue Zerg drones. From Poland, we have the current number 11 in the world on Elazer. This guy is very, very good. We're looking inside of the main base of Elazer. Now, it looks like Elazer decides to go for a hatchery first. Now, if you look at the production tab right here, there's a whole lot of stuff already coming up from the player here with the red Zerg drones from Finland. We have the number 1 StarCraft 2 player in the world. This guy has been dominating the StarCraft scene for the last couple of years. And while he has looked a little bit more mortal these last couple of months, there's no denying that he is still ridiculously good. We have, of course, none other than Serral. Alrighty, so Serral, already starting up this game with a whole lot of Zerglings. He also decided to go for that gas geyser, which does indicate to me that he has the option to go ahead and, yeah, transition out of this by, say, for example, going for an expansion, but I don't think that's gonna end up happening. He pulled a drone out of gas to make a baneling nest, and he is looking to pile on the pressure. Now, generally speaking, we don't see a ton of cheese at top-level Zerg versus Zerg because these players are very, very good at micro. This is going to be the first moment where Elazer knows what's going on. How exactly will he respond? Drones are left in gas, apparently, for the time being. He might go for, like, a spine crawler, maybe a couple of queens here. He doesn't know what variant of, like, an early game cheese this is, right? So he doesn't know that it's going to be a baneling variant. There's a lot of different options. Sometimes Zerg players will expand behind it, which is exactly what Serral is doing right now as well. This may make Elazer underreact. Because most of the time when it's an expansion timing as a follow-up... Ooh, there's the banelings, by the way. Most of the time when it's an expansion timing as a follow-up, there's not going to be banelings or Zergling speed. Most of the time you delay the gas for quite a while. So already Serral is doing a little bit of damage right here to that hatchery. But here's the banelings. He's looking for a juicy clump. Okay, well, just gonna be... Oh, is he gonna weaken them? Yes, they're just gonna be like one hit away from dying right now. He was looking to maybe connect right there with all of those drones. More Zerglings though are spawning here for Elazer. Couple more links trickle across the map as well. 5 drones going down there. And big picture... Well, I mean, where do we find ourselves right now? 14 drones versus 15. So, big picture here, really not a significant advantage here for either player whatsoever. But there's no denying that this series started off very, very aggressively. Here's Brenda, shooting away a couple of spines as one cheeky little scouting Zergling. This one probably wanted to figure out exactly what is going on here inside of the main base of Elazer. Now he, in turn now, is adding on a ton of Zerglings. He does have those 2 Queen Ejects popping off right now, and he's going to be able to finish up his link speed as well. Notice Serral decided to delay his. I mean, he doesn't even have it coming right now, so he's going to be able to make banelings, I guess, against this Zergling army here, but this certainly can deal a whole bunch of damage. There's going to be drones as a follow-up. So this is mostly just Elazer making use of those links that he made earlier and, well, adding on a couple more. Making sure right now there's not really going to be a whole lot of drone production here on the other side of the map. A couple of links already slipping in. There's still one baneling available. Looks like the queens will be able to snipe the Zergling that was diving on top of that baneling. If this baneling gets picked off, this is going to be a whole lot easier to engage into. But I've got a feeling that Serral is going to be able to hold this one right now as well. Ooh, once again, links trying their very best. Decide to sacrifice the baneling right there, or Serral decided to sacrifice the baneling right there to make sure that the links do not slip into the main base. Baneling nest now does come up here on the other side. So already a very explosive start. Now here's the thing, right? Zerg versus Zerg, it's this strange matchup where at the highest level of play, we see all kinds of epic late game scenarios based around like Hydra, Lurker, Viper and all that, right? But you need to be able to get up to like 4-5 base economy before you can start making an army like that. And there's this weird, like, gentleman's agreement almost at this level that since you know that the opponent is very, very good at microing the early game units, most of the time you're not going to be able to get that much value out of cheese. So oftentimes we do just see a very, very straightforward 3-hatch openers in this matchup because the opponents respect each other enough to know that they're going to be able to hold cheese. And that's exactly what is kind of going on in this game so far. Serral right now transitioning towards an Evo chamber. We do see a couple additional Overlords here coming up. Elazer actually hitting a bit of a supply block. He's not adding on anything just yet, so I've got a feeling maybe he wants to continue onwards with the harassment for a little while longer. There's still no link speed, by the way, here for Serral. That one's just about to finish in about 15 seconds. If Elazer can force a cancel here on that base, that would be really nice, obviously. One Baneling going down here so far for Elazer. So Serral gonna pull the Queens as well, trying to shoot some spines, making sure that that Baneling is not gonna get that much damage in. Second Baneling finishes up as well. Now I've got a feeling that this base should be held. Now reinforcing links are streaming across the map. The Finnish Phenom here, very well known for his micro and just, well, being a god at StarCraft. It's kind of funny. I was just looking up their rankings for the individual matchups. Actually, hold that thought. Ooh, Banelings. Oh, they're trying to get some juicy hits in. Anyways, Elazer apparently for the Zerg versus Zerg matchup is the rank 7 in the world. It's his strongest matchup. Serral, I mean, he's lost a bunch of ZVCs recently. But he's still considered to be the #1 Zerg versus Zerg player in the world. He's actually the #1 Zerg versus Zerg, Zerg versus Terran, and Zerg versus Protoss player on the planet right now. It's pretty insane. Like, the guy's track record really is ridiculous. Anyways, as a follow-up right now, we do see the +1 missile upgrade and a whole bunch of roaches here coming up for Serral. Elazer, on the other hand, is already adding on the +1 upgrade here too, but he's going for a bunch of additional gases first. I think that he may have figured out right now that this is going to be an aggressive push right now from Serral. This is very much so unlike the way that Serral normally plays. Serral's known for his macro games, right? He's known for just simply being better at longer games than his opponents. There is currently a substantial economical advantage right now for Elazer, so if he manages to hold on here, he's going to be able to just simply produce more stuff. He's desperately trying to add on a couple of spine crawlers right now. One coming up here in the natural too, so that's going to be 3 spines in total. The queens are pulled away from the hatcheries too. He's trying to produce as big an army as he can right now. +1 missile here is done for these roaches in red. Is there going to be enough right now for Elazer to defend? The Banelings do connect with a huge amount of army there. Reinforcing units will also get softened up quite a bit. Huge arc here, though, for those units from Elazer, dealing a lot of damage. And you know what? Despite the upgrade difference, I think that he's going to be able to hold this. He should be okay. He should be okay. Yeah, the queens are so helpful here as well. Reinforcing Zerglings, though, do come up. But Serral taps out. And that means that Elazer obtains the victory here in game number 1. Alrighty, so here we go. Game number 2. We find ourselves on Everdream. This time around, Elazer is not even making a drone. A couple of you reached out on Twitter mentioning that this series was awesome. If I didn't see it live, I should really go ahead and cast it, because apparently it's a blast to see these guys duke it out. I don't really know exactly if Elazer and Serral are practice partners, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are, because I can imagine that there's a lot of mind games going on here. I can imagine that these players play against each other a lot, and that, you know, they're trying to, like, play 3D chess with each other, where they're trying to outsmart each other with the builds that they normally don't show, or something along those lines. So, this is going to be an extremely aggressive early game here by Elazer. Is he going to pull the drones as well? That's kind of the question. Elazer has been going for a bunch of, like, 12 pulls into, like, drone all-in. So, basically what you do is you bring the workers along as well, and then build spine crawlers on your opponent's creep. In the meantime, though, on the other side of the map, Serral already adding on a hatchery there on the low ground, so he's going to have to be on point here if that is the case. So there is a gas coming up. Is that just an extractor trick? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so there's the Zerglings. Elazer, what exactly is the plan? I want to see if he brings the boys. If he wants to bring the boys, he should send them across basically right when the Zerglings spawn. So they have like a similar speed as Zerglings without speed. Looks like the boys will be able to stay at home right now. There's going to be an expansion here as a follow-up as well for Elazer, so definitely not going to be a super aggressive cheese, but he's still going to be able to deal quite a bit of damage, though, if Serral will miss micro, and that's kind of the thing. Serral, generally speaking, doesn't really do that. One of the strengths of Serral is that he's extremely good at scouting and then responding to what he sees. So at this point, he has seen the Overlords, or with the Overlords rather, he has seen where the opponent is located. He has seen that this is not a drone pool, but he doesn't know at this point if there is an expansion. So look at that, he wants to figure that out right now. He's gonna have to pull drones here if he wants to hold down to his natural. So basically, rather than going after the mineral line, Elazer is just telling the drones to come to him instead. So there we go. About 10 of the boys are pulled away from the mineral line. 2 queens coming up, 8 Zerglings coming up here as well from the Finnish, or for the Finnish Phenom. Good micro so far, not losing anything. Ooh, that hatchery is running a little bit low, though. One of the drones gets picked off, and actually, oh my god, Serral with the golden surround there on pretty much all of those Zerglings. That's ridiculous. Oh my god. Oh, I just don't remember. I saw a little highlight clip on Reddit of this when this game was played like, I think it's about a week ago or so at this point. Oh my god. Yo, that was the most beautiful defense I've ever seen. You know how incredibly hard that is with units that are so fast moving? It's like he's playing Warcraft 3, man. I've seen Warcraft 3 surround, where you basically try and like surround your opponent's hero with a couple of your units, right? And prevent them from leaving, and then you can pick them off for free. But oh my god. Surrounding like that many Zerglings with drones and you're that was honestly insane. Absolutely perfect defense right there for Serral. He's looking right now. He wants to figure out what the follow-up is. He sees that there's more Zerglings here, and he also sees that there's no drones mining. So just gonna be speed links right here from the Polish player. Elazer is gonna be able to send those links straight across the map. Honestly, that was like that little bit of micro there. I really want to highlight it, man. Like that must have been the most beautiful way of defending that I've ever seen. That is so incredibly hard. I've never seen that before. I mean, other than, like, this game. That is so incredibly hard to do. Well, what are you going to do at this point, Elazer? I've got a feeling that this game is over, my man. Yeah, Brenda and Karen over here from the Knitting Crew. Hanging out, shooting little spines at those Zerglings. And, well, with Serral completing the wall, he has way more economy. He does indeed obtain a victory here. Okay, so map number 3 in this best of 5 series is Golden Wall. Now, in my personal experiences on Golden Wall, it seems to be mostly coming down to quick 3 bases and then all about the gold, and then just constant link bait. If you can get like 12 drones mining over here, your link, your link floods are gonna be huge. Although Serral, once again, completely out of character, really. Like, he once again decides to go for some cheese. So this is what, a 12-11? 12 gas, 11 supply spawning pool? That is the most aggressive version of a build that you can go for here. Maybe it's because of the fact that there's a lot of like golden third bases usually on this map. That's why Serral is kind of going against the grain here, because Elazer is indeed going to go for that hatchery first. I think on paper, if you micro perfectly, basically what Serral did in that previous game, early game cheeses should be shut down. You just have to be able to differentiate between the different cheeses. So you have to know, what kind of commitment they're going for and what kind of version of cheese they're going for. Is it going to be one where they expand behind it? Is it going to be like all link speed with banelings as well? Like, what are they going for? I don't really know, man. There's going to be a queen right now coming up. He's pulling a drone out of... Yeah. Huh? I thought he already did one out, I guess. Wait, that was weird. Anyways, yeah, he is going to be able to start up link speed right here. Mine's 4 gas too much. I think a little bit of a misclick there by Serral. So this is going to be some Zergling aggression here in the early game. I think on paper, right, as players get better in StarCraft 2, and we've kind of already arrived at that point, we don't see that much cheese anymore at the highest level because the defender's advantage is huge. Right? Just simply being able to spawn units closer to the battle is very, very significant. Now, Elazer is not going to be able to find this out for quite some time. Golden Wall does have a pretty long distance between the main base and then your opponent's natural, so this Overlord isn't going to know anything until, well, Zerglings are already on the other side of the map. Look at this. Look at the arc in which Serral is sending his units. Dodging all of those OVs, making sure that they cannot see any of those Zerglings until it's already a little bit too late. Well, I say that. There's 2 queens coming up. Oh my god, is he skipping Zerglings as well? No, Elazer. Okay, he's finally going for 2 links right now. That's super late. This is the moment where Elazer finds out, though. He needs to defend against this. Here comes Serral. Link speed is going to finish up in just a couple of seconds. How many drones can he get? He needs to get like 10 drone kills, by the way, in order to justify this. Just killing the natural, I don't think that's actually enough. Yeah, he wants to get the queen. He knows that the queen is going to spawn here. Hello, Brenda. What's up? Ooh. Whoa, wow. That was actually some very smooth micro there, actually, by Serral. Getting behind that mineral line right away as well, seeing where that queen was heading. I guess he could go ahead and just continuously make his own Zerglings here as well, but there's still 24 drones mining right now for Elazer. And I don't really know exactly if going for the natural is necessarily the best move. Can he fight this? I mean, there's a lot more links coming across. I guess that the queen will eventually fall. Zerglings will also be picked off. But I mean, even if you kill this, right, and you make it like 1 base versus essentially 1 base, I guess there's a natural expansion here, but isn't there still going to be like way more income right now for Elazer? He doesn't need that expo. Ooh, nice little bit of control right there actually as well by Elazer. making sure that it was going to be 4 links versus 4 links. Link speed going to finish up here for Elazer in just a little bit. 2 drones fall. Still 21 versus 14. Elazer can't really spend his money right now. That's one of the big downsides of playing one base. He doesn't have enough larva generation in order to deal with all of this. But he does have banelings coming up right now. He does go for... Where is that? Oh, that's Serral. Never mind. I thought that he was going to go for a spine crawler here as well. But apparently he feels confident that he doesn't need it. Now, what exactly do you do if you're Elazer in this case? Do you get the banelings out and just expand? I think that might be the go-to. Serral, in the meantime, though, has been droning nicely. Ooh, if he can delay this base even more, this will become better and better for him. Okay, yeah. Guess this will work out here in the end for Serral, as now he's got this expansion a little bit faster. Even made a spine crawler too, so these links are not going to be able to achieve that much. Assuming that these banelings don't connect with a huge clump of these Zerglings. Alright, that would be a bit of a disaster. Alrighty, so... Once again, cheesy start. Game number 3, best of 5 series. It means that, obviously, the first player to win 3 maps is the one who obtains the victory. Elazer, by the way, is one of the players who recently took a series off of Serral at Stay at Home Story Cup. So, Stay at Home Story Cup, the only series that Serral won or lost in that tournament was against Elazer. I believe that was a 2-0, if I recall correctly. Other than that, though, like, for those of you wondering, like, Serral did win that tournament. So, Serral did, you know, lose one series, and then he still ended up winning the whole thing. So, I guess, you know, it still shows something. But Elazer certainly seems to have Serral's number in this matchup. He seems to understand the way that Serral's mind works in this matchup. So, I don't think he's going to be unable to do well here, right? Like, he's certainly, I mean, he's already got 1 point on the board. He certainly knows how to play this kind of style. Right now, though, Serral transitioning towards the +1 missile upgrade. He's getting himself the Roach Warren. Lair is coming up too. So other than the lack of a third base, this looks like a very standard game. Elazer right now recognizing, okay, he needs to do something to come back. It goes for the golden minerals and the third base there. So that's quite smart. They give you a little bit more income. Question is, though, is Serral gonna allow this? He's already making roaches. He could just go for a big push right when the +1 missile upgrade finishes up. So +1 missile in Zerg vs Zerg is amazing. Normally, roaches 3-shot Zerglings that don't have any armor upgrades. So obviously, these Zerglings don't have any armor upgrades. Normally, they 3-shot the Zerglings. With +1 missile, all of a sudden, they 2-shot Zerglings. So that's a huge, huge difference. It's the most important upgrade in ZVZ for sure. Other than maybe like metabolic boost or something like that. But +1 missile really makes a big difference in like Zergling and roach battles. So we'll see. We'll see how this comes down. So here's the drone transfer. Couple of the boys, apparently, not all of them, but a couple of the boys get sent on over to mine those juicy golden minerals. But the same can be said here for Serral. He already has his third base coming up as well. Rather than going for a big push, he's just, yeah, establishing an even better foothold, I would say, right here. So, supply-wise right now, pretty much even. Drone-wise, also pretty much even. The big advantage that Serral has is a lair. So, what he has is time, right? He doesn't have, like, Elazer that is, he doesn't have any upgrades there. So, I mean, he's getting himself the +1 missile upgrade. Oh, I was gonna say, he was getting Burrow here for a little bit as well. But I think that this is mostly just a time advantage here for Serral, which adds up the longer that this game goes. Because he's just gonna be a little bit ahead with every single timing attack. Is he gonna go straight into +2? I think he probably will. I mean, maybe not. Maybe he feels a little bit threatened here. Yeah, he does. Okay. So he just goes straight into +2 here as well. Adding on additional gas. This continues the dominance for a little while longer. Zerglings in the northern section of the map. Probably trying to see if they can snipe a 4th base if it gets planted down. Or maybe even go for like a, you know, a counter attack as soon as the roaches of Elazer decide to move off creep. Still no upgrade, by the way, towards the lair. So this is something Serral will see here in just a little bit. This is going to be basically an all-out assault here from Elazer. Now, the roaches for Serral do have speed, so they can dive in and then back off. Right? Like, they can just leave this fight. Apparently, one roach decided to run back here. That's actually quite clever. Zerglings now, in the meantime, also run towards the natural here of the Polish Zerg. This is a disaster for Elazer. He needs to commit right now with his army. Spinecrawler from earlier, though, made it over here. One of the, oh my god, one of the Ravagers in the front. Not ideal at all, but Serral does eat a couple of corrosive biles. Must have been preoccupied microing a different battle. 12 drones end up going down here for Elazer. This is his one chance. Will he capture it or will he let it slip? Yo, palm spaghetti. Knees weak. No, arms are not spaghetti. Actually, you know what? He has an awful lot of stuff. Yeah, I think those couple of corrosive balls that Serral just took may have just cost him this game. Oh my god, this was 100% Serral's game to lose. I mean, he might still be able to clean this up, but he had a lot of army supply obviously caught up on the other side of the map. A couple of overlords also get biled down. And Elazer, pulling like a rabbit out of a hat, gets a lot of value done. Now, even if Serral loses this base though, not the end of the world. He does still have a supply advantage, or rather a drone advantage, but he doesn't need to... I don't know if he needs to trade this aggressively. He obviously doesn't really know exactly how much damage he did on the other side of the map and where the exact worker counts are at. Okay, +2 is going to finish up here. Zergling's actually preventing these roaches from retreating back up to this ramp. All of the aggression, by the way, on the other side of the map has shut down, and Elazer. Wow, I did not think that he was going to be able to win this one. Elazer wins game number 3. Okay, game number 4. We're on the map Simulacrum. Guys, I'm seeing drones on the production tab. What? That's possible? Huh? You can make drones in this matchup and then, like, not go full on cheese? I mean, this doesn't mean that they're not gonna go for cheese, though, right? There's a lot of cheese you can do. There's a lot of flavors of cheese, you know? You have, like, the Dutch cheese, like, I know people in America call this, like, Gouda. Look, guys, we don't pronounce that Gouda over here, okay? You want to hear the Dutch pronunciation of whatever that means, okay? Here it is. Gouda. Gouda. Don't even try it, though, because it's gonna hurt your throat. Like, it's... You're probably better off saving your voice, but goudse kaas. Or, you know, as we call it over here, cheese. I'm not even kidding. We literally just call what you guys call Gouda over there. We just call it cheese. Which, guys, it's hatch first versus hatch first. I didn't know this could happen. All right, so maybe we won't have cheese in every single game after all. Now, obviously, this is match point here for Elazer. He is going to be able to, you know, win this series if he ends up winning this map as well. I am quite surprised, though, with how it... Is he? No. Oh, so this is like the opposite of cheese. This is him going for a third hatchery at 1 minute and 20 seconds? Oh, my God. This is like... It's not technically cheese, but it's like economic cheese. You know what I mean? Anyways, I always feel that Serral is favored in games that go the distance. I mean, one of the reasons why his win-loss ratio is so ridiculously high is because of his insane, I guess, like, game knowledge, but also execution, micro, macro. Like, his late game, I think, is the strongest in all of StarCraft 2. Like, Serral's late game is insane. He's got really, really, really good control when it comes to microing, like, both Infestors and Vipers and all of that stuff at the same time, right? So... I don't know about you guys, but I'm always a little bit disappointed whenever I, like, see him cheese. I like seeing him cheese, but it's you know, it's a beauty to watch him play just macro games. So I don't actually mind the fact, though, that he's mixing it up a little bit more recently. So he has been going for a lot more cheese. I guess that makes him an unpredictable player, but I mean, it's nice. Well, oh my god, this is actually really clever. You know what Serral sees right now? He sees a hatchery that is not wobbling. And when it comes to wobbling, you see this little wobble right over here? It means that there's not a queen in production. Okay, now at this point, he knows what's up. But sometimes if you don't see a queen in production over here, it means that there's going to be some very hyper-aggressive cheese. Serral, though, sees that there's no wobble in the natural. He spawns, or he spots the third base as well. So right now, he's going to go for his own third hatchery, too. Bit of a tricksy opener right here from Elazer. I don't actually think I like it that much. This should be okay. But basically, long story short, I like watching Serral play macro games. So I don't mind the fact at all that he decides to go for just a, you know, a good old standard opener at this point. Like the one that he is, well, better at playing than anyone else. Well, that micro right there. Not ideal. Both players end up losing 2 Zerglings. Nicely done, I guess, by Serral, right? So that was 4 versus 6. Still, you know, getting an even trade. But this is what we call, like, the standard opener. So you pull a drone out of gas for a little bit, then you add on the Baling Nest after the third base. You go for a round of Zerglings. Now, usually Serral seems to make about 12 at this point in the game. He's making non-stop Zerglings. Okay, never mind, guys. Take away anything I said about macro. He is going full-on Zergling production right now. Hatchery is going to finish up in just a little bit. And he's actually... Oh, he spotted where the opponent's overlords are. Would you look at that? He knows where the opponent's overlords are, so he's running the Zerglings all the way through the northern section of the map. He must have been counting them. making sure that he knows where every single one of them is located and every single one of them is accounted for. Now this, yeah, this is going to be a problem. There's one Baneling nest and this many Zerglings. Or there's one Baneling rather and this many Zerglings. Serral running straight for the main base. He spots the timing of the lair there. A couple of Banelings are now being morphed in as well. I mean, this queen is as good as dead. As long as that Baneling doesn't connect with a whole lot of the Zerglings, I think he should be able to deal a lot of damage. Now, I mean, pretty good defense so far, but a couple of Zerglings are still left over. And these Banelings, how much damage can the Banelings do? A lot. Insta GG. That means we're going to the final map. Alrighty, game number 5. We find ourselves on Zen. And would you look at that? You see that? The lack of literally anything being produced right now by Elazer. I think that means he's gonna go for a 12 pool. Now, I know that... Yep, there it is. I know that Elazer is quite fond of going for a 12 pool with the drone pool as well. So basically, you make a whole lot of Zerglings. And then you build spine crawlers on your opponent's creep. That is what we're waiting for right now. Serral, what is going to be your opener? If he goes for any kind of pool first variant, Serral basically auto counters any build like that. Oh no. I think he wants to go for a hedge first. If he decides to pull the drones, that is about as close to a build order loss that we see in Zerg versus Zerg. And this is the final map, right? So, Elazer, if you decide to pull the boys, I think you just straight up win. I mean, you can still technically micro your way out of it, but it's extremely hard. And Elazer would have to make a mistake. Okay, there's the Zerglings being made. Elazer could also go for an expo on the low ground here. There's no queen being made, though. So I think that this is a drone pool. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, there they go! Oh my god, he leaves 3 behind to continue the Zergling production, but also to ensure that he can make 3 spine crawlers on the other side of the map. Here's the boys. Now, Serral, oh my god, this is going to be a heart-sinking moment right over here. He knows that this is, for all intents and purposes, assuming Elazer micros this well, this is for all intents and purposes a build or a loss. Oh my god. The Finnish Phenom in a lot of trouble right now. He decided to pull the drones out of gas, sends 1 drone to greet these, maybe as like a peace offering or something like that. I think it's just to confuse the AI for a little bit. Here's the spine crawlers coming up on the perimeter of the creep right now of Serral. Serral is going to finish up his own spawning pool here. He's going to be able to produce 2 queens at once, so he has minerals for 2 queens and then also a whole bunch of lings. The question is, can he shut this down before the spine crawlers finish? Because if they do, that's pretty much game over. Here they go. Okay, they decide to go for the natural. He's just buying time right now. He just wants to buy time and maybe separate... Oh, yeah, that was actually really clever there. He tried to separate this Ling drone army from, like, the spine crawlers in the main base. They did successfully manage to do so, but the spines are close to finishing. There they come. The 2 queens are not quite out just yet. Another spine crawler is coming up. That's it. That's it. 17 drones going down. Elazer, yeah, forces the GG out of Serral. And with that, obtains a 3-2 victory over the Night King himself. Do we still call him the Night King? I mean, we all saw the final season of Game of Thrones, right? I mean, without any spoilers, let's just say that the Night King... I don't know, man. I feel like Serral is worthy of a better name than that. So we've been calling him the Finnish Phenom. So there was a time when Elazer was certainly considered to be one of the very best Zerg players in the world. We're talking like 2-3 years ago. He was considered to be either like a little bit better than Serral or around that level, maybe a little bit weaker. And then Raynor sort of like came along and took that title from him. Elazer, though, recently, like I said, I mean, he's currently the number 11 on Aligalek in the world. He once again has looked really, really strong. And, I mean, winning against Serral certainly shows what you're capable of, right? Anyways, great series here between these two. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, hit that like button down below. If you want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get notified as soon as future videos go live. A special shout out to the Patreon supporters. Thank you very much. But for now, I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to smile. And I'll see you once again in the next one.